Hey, hey, hey. Time for another out of this world story from our space. Feeling stuck, lost, and alone. I had originally posted this in the subreddit r/relationship advice, and they advised me to cross post here. I've tried a couple times now and it hasn't been able to post, so fingers crossed. Since making this post, I've called a lawyer and have a meeting next week to hopefully get back on track with life. I'm still living at home, and so is she. I've been told by friends that if I leave the home, she can say I abandoned her and the home, so she can get a judgment to stay and essentially take away my house. I feel so empty and sick all the time. She's planning a second date with this guy secretly, and I don't know what to do. Stuck in a marriage. I'm a 30 male married to a 30 female. We've been married for 5 years, and there has been a lot of ups and downs throughout our relationship, and unfortunately, I think this is the end. I've caught her texting another male, and she even went on a date with this guy, expecting me to watch her kids and mine while she did so. She's planning another date with this guy as a double date with a friend that has constantly told her to divorce me for her own personal greed. She has no home herself, no credit. My wife has credit and can afford a home. My wife has recently been diagnosed with depression and anxiety, and I don't want to not support her through this, but she is completely unwilling to talk through our issues. I suggested marriage counseling for us, and she won't do it. I own the home solely, and I want her to leave, but I can't just remove her from the home. I'm unsure of the steps to take, and if I'm being an a-hole for considering it because of her recent diagnosis. Update. So I met with a lawyer today. So because my wife and I have a joint account and I've paid the mortgage to those accounts, she's entitled to equity in the house under solely my name that was purchased before the marriage. Additionally, because she has custody of the 2 other kids, likely she's going to win custody of my daughter, so child support will be paid. Understood, fine with that. All for that. But because she's not working due to her newfound disability of being depressed and having anxiety, if we got divorced, I'd have to pay an additional $1,500 plus child support to divorce her for 5 years. And she cheated on me. What is life right now? Update. I finally did it. I filed for divorce. I finally filed for divorce. I'm not sure how to reference my previous posts. It's been a while. But I tried to work things out after my wife cheated, and things were good for about a month. On Valentine's Day, my wife lied to me, saying she was going to meet up with a girlfriend of hers because her friend was depressed and alone, etc., and left me home with the kids, my daughter and her 2 boys. I had a feeling I knew where she was going. I had a spare phone I put in the car for geo-tracking, and she went to bed in this guy's apartment and spent the night and the entire day following there. I feel sick to my stomach. I let this go on as long as I did, but I met with my lawyer and put him on retainer. I'm so depressed and feel alone, but a weight is starting to come off now that I've started the process of divorce. She has no idea I know about this. She continued the lie when she got home, and she has no idea I went to see a lawyer. Our first response is from Ranger INF. I am sure you are doing the right thing. You are finally on the path that will lead you out of infidelity and toward a better life. Stay strong and act with commitment and decisiveness. Once she knows divorce is coming, maintain minimum contact with her. Do not discuss anything that isn't related to the divorce and the separation of your lives. Good luck. The OP responds, I appreciate the comments. I definitely will not allow her to manipulate me anymore into staying or make me feel like I'm the one at fault for her infidelity. I have contemplated telling her and her sister about this since I spoke to her sister last time when things had gotten better. I'm now just waiting for her to be served, and I'll call her after and explain everything. My wife has no idea I know where she was on Valentine's Day, and she will find out when she's served. I know it's over. She has no respect for me anymore and thinks this is a normal and okay behavior. I was pissed at the guy, but at the same time, I know she didn't tell him she's still married. Our next response coming from the OG Templar Knight. I'm so sorry you are going through this. It's tough to handle these situations at first. They will take time, but everything will be okay. You are not really alone. There are people here that have been there or are there now like you. We are here for you. Good for taking the first step and getting the lawyer. She is still in the affair fog. Getting smacked for the divorce papers will wake her up really quick possibly. Get into some kind of counseling for yourself. Once the divorce papers drop, get ready for the, I'm sorry, I want to fix us, blah, blah, blah. Understand and remember your marriage is dead. No reason to stay together for the kids. Start exercising and get into or back into some hobbies you enjoy. Start enjoying more things with the kids, even hers. Do or do not include her. That's up to you. Start the 180 right now. She may pick up on your change, or she may not. Just be polite and non-confrontational for now. Drop the hammer when the time is right. Let your lawyer do their job and listen to what they tell you to do. Good luck, OP. Keep us posted on how you're doing and how this all shakes out. On to the next adventure. Is it ever okay to not tell about the affair? Throwaway account, and try to provide details and simultaneously be vague to avoid recognition. I, late 20s male, had been in a relationship with my ex, late 20s female, for 7 or 8 years since college. Not married, felt like there was some distancing, but ignored the flags, and broke up early last year. seemingly subtly without warning. She initially posed it as a benign breakup. "You didn't make me feel special. I feel like we were just friends hanging out. I love you, but I'm not in love with you." But wanted to remain friends with the possibility to restart a relationship after I figured things out career-wise. I agree with her decision until 3 weeks later, I found some of her words did not align. Peeked at her socials because I remembered her passwords, still sort of wrestling with whether this was acceptable, and found evidence of an emotional affair at least since 6 or 7 months prior, and pictures of the physical affair with a married coworker 1 month prior to D-Day. Immediately cut her off shared accounts, blocked on all forms of socials and contacts, and have been no contact since D-Day. However, through a mutual friend, I heard that she was going to break up with me anyways, that she didn't want to confront me about feeling unfulfilled in her relationship because she thought I was difficult to approach, and she kept the affair a secret to spare my feelings. This is the last I heard of her over a year ago. Since then, I've done therapy, read, listened to books and podcasts about codependency, relationships, and mental health, and joined lurked in this subreddit, all of which have gotten me through the lows, as it was comforting to know I wasn't alone. I'm able to see that my experience was an exit affair with some monkey branching. Sure, I occasionally feel upset that someone I had considered my best friend and someone I had wanted to spend the rest of my life with betrayed me, and sometimes I feel sad or guilty about how much I contributed to making her feel low enough to justify cheating. Overall, I feel like I have grown personally, can recognize some red flags, am better mentally than where I was a year ago, am able to recognize that what I miss is a memory and not my actual ex, and know with full confidence that I'm not responsible for her cheating. Now, I have a friend who has been in a relationship with her significant other for about a year. I've been told that my friend has been trying to break up with her significant other for months, but the significant other would not let that happen, so my friend would acquiesce until the next incident, wash and repeat. Otherwise, had not cheated in the relationship. Until recently, my friend had a one-night stand while on a trip, then broke up with her significant other upon returning, without admitting to the one-night stand. In speaking with other people who know about the situation, they have said that telling the significant other of the one-night stand wouldn't do anything now, but cause unnecessary damage, especially since the relationship is for sure over. This is where I'm having difficulty weaving through my thoughts, as this recent situation has tickled some old wounds. I can understand if my friend felt like they were not in a safe space to break up before the one-night stand, whether it be to avoid physical harm, manipulation, etc., and only after returning felt encouraged to break up. I can also understand that telling the ex-significant other of the one-night stand, cheating, could needlessly traumatize the ex-significant other after they've already broken up. The questions that rack my brain are as follows. Is my friend's situation anything like my own? Was my ex-partner right and considerate to not tell me about the affair because she was going to break up anyways? Should the ex-significant other know about the one-night stand? Am I making excuses and being sympathetic to a cheater by understanding why not admitting to the one-night stand could be the kinder thing to do just because the cheater happens to be my friend? As always, thank you for your insight. Even if it was not directed at me, reading everyone's insight into other people's situations and feelings, even if it was a harsh reality, was comforting. I'm happy to answer some questions. Update. Hi everyone. I think I'm just looking for a place to rant and gain some wise input, kindness, comfort, validation, or tough love from internet strangers. My usual self-assurances seem to be less effective this week. I have a previous post that details D-Day, but I can bring it up again if people would like to know more details on this thread. Please feel free to ask. Since then, I followed the protocol of going no contact since D-Day, starting therapy, recently moved to a different state, and started going to the gym more consistently. Thanks to my supportive friends, therapy, and this group, I feel like I'm not alone and my feelings and experiences are valid. However, this week has been rough and has left me feeling pretty sad about the way things played out. Some of her statements when we broke up have started playing in my mind again, such as, "You didn't make me feel special," and "You were too afraid to talk about our future." I think I'm feeling guilt about these statements, because through therapy, I realized that there is truth in these statements, as I was in a bit of a rut at this point. I put so much pressure on myself to succeed, to satisfy her, and one-up myself every time. Then I started losing myself, and became paralyzed with fear, and worried that I wasn't performing satisfactorily, and didn't know how to ask for help. And my inactions, made her feel lonely. I became codependent. As I have come to understand it, cheating wasn't the sole reason why we broke up, but was a symptom of a bigger issue. And I feel guilty that, to my actions or inactions, I'm responsible for this aspect of the failure of our relationship. I am mad that she didn't bring up her concerned suitor so that we could work it out before ending it disastrously, because I know for sure I would have sought help with therapy, something I was already starting to consider, and done anything I could to start healing myself and our relationship. Although I understand that people in relationships change, and I'm not entitled to a relationship with her, nor do I have a say in how she decides to deal with things, I'm upset that it feels like I never had the chance to discuss or work things out. Aside from ending things as a romantic partner, I'm bummed that I lost her as a best friend. If it was truly a benign breakup, then I could maybe picture, or at least try, still being a friend. However, in a conversation I had with her friend a year ago, 1 year after D-Day, and with whom I've blocked and also found no contact, she said, "The wayward partner has asked me not to reach out to you out of respect for our friendship," followed by a bunch of patronizing platitudes. The phrasing in this makes me think that my ex has demonized me to make it seem like reaching out to me would be disrespectful. I'm trying to be kind and remind myself that some weeks will be better than others, but I can't help but miss my best friend, or at least the memory of her. I'm sad that she may have become someone unrecognizable and has probably demonized me, someone that she once called her best friend. I thought we would have been great partners, with similar life goals, humor, and interests before I found out about the questionable morality, lying, betraying, hiding, and cheating. I'm trying to be patient and follow everyone's advice. It usually takes 3 to 5 years to get over cheating, grieve like it is a death, remind myself of all the things that made her a terrible partner. The poor outcome doesn't invalidate the positive experiences and lessons I've had. Invest in my interests. But it's just been pretty hard this week. A first reaction is from recent Cauliflower 477. You miss the old her, probably wouldn't like the new her anyway. There isn't one good reason to cheat, not one. Break up, divorce, communicate. No contact is hard, but imagine if you did stay friends. Could you watch another kiss, her or him? Could you watch them hold hands, hug, etc.? The OP responds, "Thank you for keeping it real. You're right. I tell myself all the time that there's no turning back after what she's done. There is no way a true friend or partner would treat their friends or significant other with betrayal. It shows that she either really didn't consider me a friend or partner, or that she is capable of justifying these actions against her friends. If she cared, she would have supported and communicated." Next thought from Abbott Master Lives. OP, the more you think about her, the more pain that you are going to experience. The girl that betrayed me did it over 5 years ago, and it still hurts, and my heart races when I think about it. Hence, I don't think about it, or delve deep for life lessons that have me blowing on the hot coals over and over so I can get burned yet again. Instead, I'm glad it's over, and I was able to go on and have a great marriage and life. Let her go and let the wound she gave you truly heal. Independent Fuel wanted to add to the conversation. Hun, always remember that she could have talked to you before cheating. She could have come to you and said, "Let's address these issues together. First, are you okay?" Because normally, if one partner isn't giving the affection they normally do, besides cheating, it's normally because there's something else going on. Depression, family death, etc. Our next comment from Virtue 1977. I think you're on the right track. Continue therapy. Codependency is strong or was strong in your case, and I think that's what you keep looking for in your memory, trying to grab any hint of something good that she had, and you shouldn't care what she says about you. You are in a new life. You can do it. I believe in you. Edit. Nothing justifies cheating. Zuga Booga wanted to offer some advice. I'm sorry. I'm so similar to you. In 4 months it will be 2 years since my D-Day. I was in a deep depression, and not the same as I once was. But I still love my wife, and we talked every day. I just couldn't talk to her about what I was feeling inside. At the same time, she met several guys, and they filled what void I had left in her. And I still to this day ask, why couldn't she just have said something to me? I think the answer, though, is that she wanted to cheat, and just use the convenient excuse of my depression. I don't know if this helps you or not, but I thought I would mention that. OP closes us out. I'm glad to hear that I'm not alone in these confusing feelings, but also sorry to hear that we are similar due to these circumstances. I think hearing that we are not alone in this is incredibly helpful and oddly comforting, and I thank you for being vulnerable with me. Thank you for your support, and I'm sending support back to you. We can get through this. While there is no guarantee that I would have woken up and filled the void if she had just said something, I would have at least had a chance, not that I'm entitled to one, nor was she obligated to give one. I don't know if this is applicable to where you are currently in your healing, but I try to remind myself that in the moments where I am in a funk, I still deserve to be loved. I deserve to be respected, and I deserve someone who cares enough about me to make an effort to reach out and help me out of the funk, rather than abandon me. As you've said, if she wanted to care, she would, but she wanted to cheat, so she did, and weaponized my anxiety against me at that. It really shows a lack of accountability and empathy.